Hello everyone, the sun is out, kinda. Finally we've got a little bit of spring in Edinburgh, and today we're going to take a wander around and show you where the Avengers Infinity Wars filmed in Edinburgh. So at the time of recording this, Infinity Wars just came out about a week and a half ago, and already it's became the biggest film in the history of the world ever. Smashing box office, becoming the first film to make $1 billion in like a week. And in 2017 they came here to Edinburgh and filmed for about 6 weeks, if I remember correctly. I might be a little bit wrong on that, but it was about 6 weeks. And they took over certain areas in the centre of town. Now, I've only seen the film once, but I'm going to try to wander around and show you in order the places that you see in Edinburgh. What I did like about this is anyone who lives in Edinburgh recognises all these Edinburgh places. However, looking at it, and I said this to Kirsten when we left the cinema, you didn't have to film that in Edinburgh. Like, you know, they could have said it was Scotland, but could have filmed it somewhere else. So it was great that they came and filmed here. I wish more things would come and film here. You know, I think it's a beautiful city. I should probably add, before I go out and film all these sites, spoilers if you haven't seen the film yet. So, the start of the film, the start of the Edinburgh section, we're in a house. We're in a house somewhere where the Vision and Scarlet Witch are living as a lovely little happy couple. And then we see them walking out and about in Edinburgh. And it's here. It's on Coburn Street. Now, I filmed on Coburn Street a couple of times for a few different things. The funny thing is, and I didn't notice this, but one of my friends pointed out that when they filmed on Coburn Street, they changed the name of the street. If you look at the signs in the street, it says Flesh Market Close. If you ever watch the film back, have a look, it says Flesh Market Close, not Coburn Street. And the reason it does that is because of the spelling of Coburn Street, because most people would mispronounce it. They did quite a bit of filming here. I'll show you up at the bit at the top where you kind of start, where they're wandering about Edinburgh, but the most famous sort of shot, and it was the shot that was in all the papers when they were filming it, was Paul Bettany, the Vision, lying on the ground here, where one of Thanos', you know, goons is trying to take the Infinity Stone out of his head. Lying right here somewhere. I'm afraid we've not put a plaque on the ground yet marking it, but I'm sure it will eventually. So going back very slightly, I'm at the top of Coburn Street now, and this kind of here is where it opens up. This is where you see them in Edinburgh walking about for the first time. And they've got what is actually Kate's Cupcakes. They've got it as like a fast food, like a chippy or something. And the sign up there on the wall, round about there somewhere, that actually says Coburn Street. I'm very backlit by the sun there, sorry. It actually says Coburn Street. They've changed it to Flesh Market Close. There's a scene that has made a lot of people in Edinburgh laugh, because Scarlet Witch is standing there somewhere, and she's talking to Vision, she's talking to Paul Bettany, and she's being all sincere and everything like that. And in the window there somewhere, they put up a sign that just made me properly giggle when I saw it, and it says, "We deep fry your kebabs." Because here in Scotland, we deep fry everything. I thought it was a beautiful little funny touch. It really made me laugh. What I'm really starting to notice today, completely off topic, is the sun's out. It's beginning to be a little bit nicer. It's what's called a bank holiday weekend here in Scotland and in Britain. It means the banks have taken Monday off, so a lot of businesses take Mondays off as well. And it's now, everyone's out having fun. It's also spring now, it's getting touristy, so there's a lot more tourists, and the whole area is becoming a bit more alive and fun. It's nice. Anyway, I'm here on the Royal Mile, and they did a massive chunk of the filming, the main fight sequence and explosions and things right here at this part of the Royal Mile. So it was mostly filmed from, that's the Kirk, see that church bit there? Kirk there, up to St Giles Cathedral, which is just in front of me, and that's where the bulk of that fight sequence kind of happens. Explosions, fighting, Scarlet Witch and Vision generally getting their bottom handed to them. Well, maybe not Scarlet Witch, she fights well, but the Vision, not so much. You definitely recognise the city chambers here, which if you haven't seen me point out that before, It's got part of the connection to the Harry Potter sites. I'll leave a link in the corner so you can see that But you definitely recognise that part in the film, Scarlet Witch standing in front of it there. Also, you kind of get to see right on the opposite side of the road of it, there it is, that thing right there. That's the Market Cross. You definitely see a bit of that in there as well. In fact, this whole area is really quite heavily prominent in that part of the film. And up there, on the roof, there we go, on the roof of St Giles Cathedral, that's where they do a lot of the fight between Vision and one of the guys as well. So, if you want to see a lot of the sort of, you know, sites where that was filmed, generally you're going to come here anyway. You're going to come to the Royal Mile, you're going to see this, and this is where it is, right in this section here. I love it. It's actually really exciting. It's really exciting that they came and filmed such a big blockbuster here in Edinburgh, because the reason I say they didn't have to is because apparently they wanted a gothic look. Yes, we have definitely got a gothic look here in Edinburgh. But there's very few shots that make you go, yeah, it's Edinburgh, unless you're here in Edinburgh, unless you know Edinburgh. Like, they don't have a beautiful iconic shot of the castle, which would be the most obvious big thing to say, here we're Edinburgh, and they never do that. The only time they do that is at the end, where the Quinjet picks up and flies away, and they're shutting the gully doors at the end, and you can just see Edinburgh Castle out the back of it. That's it. That's the only time you can sort of go, right, okay, that's definitely Edinburgh, unless you live here. And it's a tiny little shot, and you can't really see it. And out the front of the plane as well, when you see out the main sort of gull windows at the front, you can see the clock tower and the Balmoral Hotel. But those are the only two sort of landmarky things that they kind of use if you don't recognise Edinburgh. But it's still great that they came here and filmed it and didn't really make it obvious. It's just a shame that I can't get onto the roof to sort of show you that fight sequence, but for some reason they won't let me. Look at this, they're randomly giving out free drinks. Oh, thank you very much.
Who are you with, boys?
Free drink! You want to know what's really great? This guy here is doing that sort of Labyrinth, David Bowie playing with a crystal ball thing, and everyone's watching that, and no one's noticing that he's floating. He's not actually sitting on anything, he's floating, and everyone's watching that. I love it. There's also a great shot where the fight sequence moves from the Royal Mile to Waverley train station, where they go crashing in the glass roof of Waverley train station. And obviously, I can't get that high to film that scene, because I'll bet they did it on a crane or a drone or something like that, and I just don't have the money for a drone, and no one will lend me their crane. But there's the roof of Waverley train station, that glass thing. I can't remember exactly now, but I'm going to say they probably crashed it into that bit right there, because they stayed fairly accurate with the area. It's all very central, it's all very close together. The fight sequence from Coburn Street to the Royal Mile to Waverley train station, it's all really bunched in one area. They didn't really cheat going anywhere, so I'm going to say they crashed into that bit right there, because that bit right there is above where they filmed in Waverley train station, and it's very recognisable. So let's nip in there. They must have crashed through here. Sorry, it's loud in here, there's trains. They must have crashed through here somewhere and landed about here. So the massive, biggest section of the fight, well, maybe not the biggest section, but the penultimate end of the fight happened in Waverley train station. Someone's talking about the tannoy now, and it happened at this part here. This is where they filmed it. They put a massive big green screen up around about here. I can't remember exactly where it was, but it was huge when they were filming it. So most of that happened in this section of Waverley train station. I remember they built a fake coffee shop kind of thing there so they could blow it up, essentially. At the end of the fight, they walk up towards the Quinjet, and there's just a shot of, like, randomly enough, at the end of the fight, there's a beautiful shot looking up towards where the Quinjet is parked. And it's from here, it's from Waverley train station as well, and it's looking up this road right here. So there we go, that's almost the exact same shot, apart from the fact it's daytime, there's a police van there, and there's no beautiful Avengers Quinjet there to fly them away, which means the Quinjet would have been parked right smack in the middle of Waverley Bridge. So I've just walked up that bit I showed you. That's going down towards Waverley train station, and this right here on Waverley Bridge is where the Quinjet, if it were real, would have parked. And to give you a rough idea where that is, Waverley Bridge, Quinjet, Edinburgh Castle up there, Scots Monument there, so you know they were parked right in the middle of town. I'm surprised none of us saw them. And there we have it, guys. That is, as far as I can tell, as far as I can remember off the top of my head. Remember, the film only came out a week and a half ago from when I'm filming this film. All the sites where Avengers Infinity War was filmed in Edinburgh. Now, I did hear apparently they did film up at Edinburgh Castle as well, but they didn't really show that in the film. If they did film it up there, it must have got cut, but it is really exciting that they filmed it here in Edinburgh. I wish they would do more stuff like that. I mean, you know how much I love the city. It's a beautiful city, it's spectacular. It's got such iconic scenery and views. Hollywood, get here and do more. But I hope you've enjoyed the video, guys. Remember, if you have, you know I'm not a big fan of asking, but if you could like the video, subscribe to the channel, share it, whatever you do. Thank you so much, and till next time, bye humans.